So you decide to sell your house and you want to know what's coming next. Well, this is part 2 of my 1 through 11 steps so that you can know what's coming down the pipe. Stick around. Hi, I'm Annie Baker. I'm a realtor here in Silicon Valley, and I'm going over the steps of what really goes on from when you decide to sell your house to the closing. I'm not going over like how to prep it or anything like that, but it's really just the steps that go on. So I ended part 1 on step 5, which is you listed the house and you're getting ready for the showings. So step 6, you've got offers and it's time to qualify those buyers. Make sure me or your realtor is qualifying those buyers before having the conversation if you're going to accept it. If they have a loan, make sure that your realtor is talking to the lender. How well do they know them? How many of their documents have they really seen, or is there just a lot of verbal communication and they're saying they can qualify? Make sure you vet those. If someone is paying cash, make sure you see all the proof of funds and you understand that yes, it's liquid funds and they have enough to close this purchase. So step 7, you're in contract. Fantastic. So what that means is that both parties have signed, initialed wherever they need to do. There's a couple back and forth right at the end. Make sure that that final acceptance is done. I've seen sometimes where someone won't do that and can get a little dicey if there's any hiccups during the contract. So just make sure your realtor is on top of that. All boxes are checked and initialed and signed. You are in contract and all the dates for the time frame start now. So step 8, this is critical. The buyers in the contract have 3 business days to get their 3% of the sale price into the title company. So it's called their Earnest Deposit. And this basically is just a good faith down payment that's saying, yes, we're gonna buy it and we're gonna put our 3% in the escrow company. And if they wanna back out, they have to do it during their contingency time. So make sure your realtor is on top of that. Sometimes your realtors will even say that 3% has to be in within 24 hours. So that's critical step number 1 once you're in contract. Step 9, make sure you understand all the contingency periods. So what does that mean? That contingency period could be based on a buyer's ability to get a loan, their appraisal value. If their bank will have to send an appraiser, and as long as the house appraises, the appraiser actually has a report that says, yes, the contract sale price is what this house is worth, no problem. Occasionally it happens that the appraiser says, no, it's actually not worth that much. So then there's a separate conversation that might take place. So the buyer will have to come up between the difference of the appraised value and the sale price, or you're going to lower. Anyway, that's a contingency buyers can have. Another popular one is when they have a property contingency. You don't see this very often in Silicon Valley in 2021, but sometimes they'll have a contingency that they want to get estimates for work that needs to be done, or I don't know, whatever they want to do. So they might have a contingency time for that. Typically, any of these contingencies are around 10 days. So what that means is that anytime during those 10 days, if they change their mind, they can get that 3% earnest back. No harm, no foul. So you kind of have to hold your breath until contingencies are over, honestly. But then once they're over, woo, that brings us to step 10. We get you ready to sign off all your final documents. So that usually takes place a week to 2 weeks before the actual closing date, and we get a notary and we meet and you do your sign off. We have all the documents from the title company, from any remaining real estate documents. It takes usually for a seller about 30 minutes to sign. You just bring your driver's license, they take your little thumbprint and sign away, and there you go. So step 11 is the actual close. And so it can be a little anticlimactic when people do their actual sign off. It's like we sign off, but we go back to our house and that's it. The last step on closing day is that the new ownership gets recorded with Santa Clara County or whatever county you're in as the new owners. Once that's done, it's official. You have vacated the house. The house is now going to the new buyer and they can bring their moving truck in, unless you guys had you get an extra 2 weeks to stay in the house after close. But on the closing day, usually everything is really done and moved out the day before. Again, just the new owners recorded the morning of closing day. and it's done. Congratulations, you sold your house. So there are a lot of steps. Your realtor should be on top of all the deadlines, all the timelines, how to help guide you and when inspections and disclosures are necessary. So don't get overwhelmed, it'll be okay. And I hope I answered some questions or eased your mind too, so that you know what to expect. So again, I'm Annie Baker, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to text, email, comment below, and I'm happy to be a resource for you. So until next time, have a great one.